Hey guys, welcome back to Sean Does DIY. All right, we got the router table built and installed and it is looking good. So now we got to get the plate inset into the table and install the router. So we're going to have to do some figuring and some ciphering, then we're going to get and route out that inset. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. So let's get started. All right, I'm ready to get the router plate inset into the table. But the first thing I want to do is I want to double check that my fence is still square, since I'm going to be using that as the fence for the router. So let me just grab my combo square here. Just double check. Let's see. Okay. All right. That looks good. Oop. Yep. That looks good. All right, I'm happy with that. All right. So now we're going to figure out where we're going to put the plate. I mean, we want to make sure that we're, it's going to be comfortable while we're running a workpiece off, and we can, put a good enough piece, a sizable enough piece of wood on there or whatever. So let's just kind of eyeball it. Let's see. There's 9 inches there, so I don't know. Let's see. Maybe about a 10-inch piece on there. What does that give us? All right. We'll put it. I'm going to put this one at right around 5 inches from the edge of the table. All right, but now I'm going to bring the fence over here, and we'll square the table up with the fence. Let's see, 5 inches there, 5 inches there. All right, that works for me, and then, right about there, that'll give us close to 10 inches that we can have a workpiece on there, so that'll work. All right, so now I'm just going to trace the plate here onto the tabletop. All right, let's move the fence out of the way. Cool. All right, I guess we're done with that for now. All right, I'm just going to clean up these lines a little bit here. Let's see. Okay. Good. Okay. There is our plate. All right, so we can try to, we could try to figure out, where the halfway point is. Let's see, this thing is 11 7/16 wide, and it is 9 1/16 that way. Now you could, if you want, you could, figure out half of 11 7/16, and if you want to do like a rectangle to cut out. But I think I'm just going to do a circle. So this base will be the one that's permanently mounted underneath here. And this thing is, let's see, it's about 5 7/8. So I think I'll go ahead and cut my circle to, I don't know, let's see, like 6 1/4. Should give me plenty of room. Yeah, that'll work. All right, so I'm just going to find the center point. So I'm just going to find the two the corners here. Draw a big old X. Nope, I need some more lead. Okay, let's draw that one again. Okay, there we go. X, right there, and then that'll find our center point of where the center of this plate is going to be. All right, so now, I probably need that. Let's see, grab my compass here. And so 6 1/4, so we need to go 3 1/8. Let's see, put this on here right at 0. All right. Okay. Set my compass to 3 1/8. Right in there is pretty good. All right, and then we'll just draw our circle. Oops. Cool. So that'll be our cutout for the plate, or the base rather. Yeah, that'll work. All right, one more thing I want to do is I want to figure out, because we need to make a jig for the router so we don't, get all crazy on here. So my router that I'm going to be using, I'm going to use my little handheld router. Some people might say, well, Sean, why don't you just use this Bosch router you want to use? Well, because this, honestly, I'm better controlling this little guy. So that's why I'm going to use this. So I know that on my router, this little guy here, it's 1.5 inches, the little plate from the edge of the router, or the bit to the edge of the little plate here. So I'm going to mark an 1.5 inch line on each edge, and let's see. So I'll mark 1.5 inches right here. Then we'll come over here, we'll mark 1.5 inches on this one. All right, same thing up top. Half. And we're going to draw this all the way around. 1.5 inches. Alright. I think this is going to work out pretty good. I'm ready to get this thing going here. Alright, I'm on this side. Inch and a half here. All right, I'm just going to double check real quick because I don't want to mess this up, because I really don't want to build another table. So, what's the deal, right? Measure once, cut, or measure twice, cut once. All right. Let's see, 1.5 inches. Yep, 1.5 inches. All right, cool. So now I'll just draw my line. Okay. One more. You guys are building the same thing. I'm curious to know how it's going for you. You can let me know down in the comments. Tell me how it's going. All right, cool. So there we go. We got our. All right, so we got the plate where it's going to go. We got the lines for our jig for 1.5 inches for the router. Cool. I think we are ready to go build a jig. Cool. Got a jig. All right, so we got our jig made. So now we're gonna go ahead and put it on the table. Get some clamps. And we're gonna clamp it down. Sure we get it lined up good. All right. There. Cool. All right, it's not gonna go anywhere. All right, cool. So now we gotta figure out the depth, right? So, you know, we could get the calipers out and all that. I got this set to millimeters. Let's see, so we got, you know, about 10 millimeters there. We got, you know, 10 over here, 10.2, 10.5. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and set it to 10, and then I'm gonna say it's 10 millimeters, but really the easiest thing to do is grab your router and we'll just set this up here. I'll say, all right, that's pretty good right there. And you might want to set it, you know, just a tiny bit less because, you know, you can always take a little bit more off. It's hard to add. So yeah, I think we're ready to go. Jig's good, router's ready. All right, let's get to it. All right, that looks good. I had to move the jig a little bit. I cut it to such close tolerances. I kind of did it on purpose because I wanted to make sure I was real tight on here, and it's super tight, so cool. Awesome. All right, let's get this hole cut out so we can really see how the plate's gonna fit. I'm just gonna use a jigsaw and cut the hole out. Again, I'm not really concerned about it looking like super perfect or anything because the plate's gonna cover it up. So, yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, that's an ugly circle. That's all right. So as long as we can get the thing through there, fits good. All right, let's clean this up a little bit. Grab a little sandpaper here, knock those rough edges off. All right, let's get this plate in there. Let's see how we did. Nice. Nice and tight. Oh yeah, that's gonna work great. Awesome. Cool. All right, I'm gonna get this thing screwed down and then we'll get the router installed. Oop. All right. This is a center punch drill, whatever it's called. All right. And I think I'm just gonna use just a regular screwdriver to get them down. Looking good. Just put a screw in there, huh? There we go. I am super happy with that. All right, let's get this bad boy installed and see if it works. All right, so I'm just gonna throw it under here. And there's a Allen key deal that raises and lowers the router, and it's right here in a hole in the front. And we got 3 screws that attach it to the plate. Right here. All right, cool. Now this is gonna be awesome. All right, let's get this thing tightened down. One, all right. Get it plugged in. See if it works. All right. I think it's gonna work great. Nice and tight. All right. So, here's the T-handle for this. Let's see. Oh yeah, there it goes. Heading down. Awesome. Coming back up. All right, cool. So let's test it out. Thought I'd plug it into the switch we're gonna end up attaching here later on. Let me make sure this is on. All right. Make sure that's off. All right, cool. Let's see, here we go. Nice. Excellent. Well, that is looking great. Cool. Real happy with the way that turned out. All right, guys. Hey, if you liked the video, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. If you want to subscribe, that'd be pretty cool too. Yeah, so in the next video, we'll get the fence put together on the fence that came with the table saw. All right, cool. All right, guys, well, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.